Hello everybody, it's Summit Q here bringing you a cast, and my co-caster here, Summit CRM, will tell you about these players today.
Hey guys, we got LiquidTLO. My personal favorite player is the red Terran in the top right corner, and we've got VileSpanishiwa, my favorite Zerg player, as in the bottom left corner. So we've got opposite sides of the spawning map, and he's the yellow Zerg, by the way. So Spanishiwa is not the best player. He doesn't get top ranked in the tournaments all the time, but he is definitely a showier player, and people love to watch him, and he's got a large fan base because of it. Because when he does go to tournaments, it's like a big deal because it's pretty just funny what he does, and he does a lot of unexpected stuff. And Q, you got anything to say about these players?
I have watched quite a few replays of Liquid TLO, and most of them were pretty embarrassing on his part. He does make quite a few mistakes. Throughout his StarCraft 2 career, I have seen that he is not the most intent player. He used to be very good, but he is slipping up a bit. VileSpanishiwa has always been one of my favorites. Again, not the best player, but always his games are fun to watch.
Yeah, and TLO, the reason I say he's my favorite player is because he did used to be very into the StarCraft 2 pro scene, and he used to be up there with Liquid Huck and EG Idra. But nowadays he's just been slipping. He just hasn't been his normal self. We see Spanishiwa going for the fastest expand. And anyway, TLO just hasn't been his normal self recently. He tried to play random for a while, and he really stopped being the best when he really started slipping up when he switched to random, and now he's playing as Terran full time now. He used to play as Zerg, and he was really good as a Zerg player.
Something about this
But
game that I have to point out real
yeah,
quick, sorry to interrupt you, is there is a Zerg scout going over here, and he did pop his first Marine to take care of that. Doing a great job. Second supply depot going down next to the base to cover that mineral line. You see that a lot with Terran nowadays. They put those supply depots to cover the mineral line because they can be lowered.
and another thing we're starting to see with Terrans is putting supply depots under the gas, where you see those two SCVs going in between, back and forth between the gas and the command center, and they just lower those supply depots. And when they're under attack, they raise the supply depots and run the SCVs in, and it actually delays the army quite a bit and gives you enough time to move your army up in a defensive position.
Also, VileSpanishiwa is making his first expansion over here at 4 minutes. Always a great time to do that. And he is working on his queen to produce more larvae, obviously. He does not have a queen yet, which is kind of surprising, but it's always a good time to get a queen, you know?
Yeah, we look and he's seeing. It seems like he's getting his double queen, and then I guess we can expect a lair if he grab a gas. He's going for a lot of early minerals, which might mean we'd see some early roach play, but he might also just. I mean, I
Also,
don't think we'd see
no, go ahead.
zerglings from
Yeah,
Spanishiwa.
in
Creeps
these
are
high-end
most.
games, usually you do not see Zerglings. He is spreading creep, and over here you see these Marines are moving out. Going to be caught by that scout Zergling right there. So VileSpanishiwa does know what's going on, and a Hellion moving in with it. That will give him a big advantage because Hellions do great damage against Zerg units.
And back to the player stats, I recently heard about a game where TLO beat Idra because Idra underestimated TLO. And I just want to put that out there because Idra's a very good player, and I guess Idra was just really off because to lose to someone like TLO at that point when TLO really wasn't much into the pro StarCraft scene anymore, it was really kind of upsetting for him. And I think it slipped up his game a lot in that tournament. I'm not sure which tournament. I think it was an MLG. We see all those queens.
Yeah, over here we
You
see
see that?
great micro on those Marines and this Hellion, keeping those queens off the creep to slow them down so he can just eat them alive. Going on his mineral line, taking these Marines and the Hellion, doing great damage against those.
Hellion has 4 kills.
Yeah,
Yep.
that is going to stall him quite a bit, having to take those queens off the base, not being able to spread creep or spawn larva.
Inject.
Yeah, that's just gonna cause a big problem. And he's still reinforcing the army with
See
another
another
Hellion
Hellion.
and Marines
We see
coming
this
down there.
early pressure is very good from TLO right now.
Yeah.
All those queens are being used as defense. And again, Spanishiwa's just a weird player. I mean, instead of getting an army, he just spawned a bunch of queens to use as defense. I mean, usually pro gamers would run their queens away with their drones and keep them safe, but using it, I mean, I guess it's a desperation move at this point. Looks like, nope, he's still not getting an army.
It looks like he's grouping up right over here. If you could see that, 2 Hellions and 3 Marines are following those Hellions. Just entering the creep now as we speak. A scan going down. I don't know what the scan was for, but let's hope it helped him with whatever he was doing. Those Hellions getting stuck by that Queen, taking quite a bit of damage, softening up those Hellions. That could be a problem later on in the game. Also, you see LiquidTLO making his expansion and those Hellions attacking it. Is it going to be cancelled, or what is going on?
We see...
I don't know if those Hellions are enough to even kill it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to kill it. I think LiquidTLO
But there is another Hellion coming in. It might be cancelled, but he is moving his 2 queens up, trying to keep them on the creep until he can...
Back at the base, we see TLO has a has the Hellion, or has a tech lab on one of his factories, so we might be seeing some siege tanks here soon.
Yes.
But right now, he's just pumping Hellions and Marines.
A great build for Marine.
And an archery down.
A great build for Terran. Now, you see him migrating those Hellions around the base, and it does get cancelled, so no worries here. A big thing you see with Terrans now is you get massive amounts of Marines, and you just pump siege tanks, because siege tanks and Marines are one of the greatest combinations I think I have ever witnessed. You do see a siege tank coming out, and siege tech is being made, and he is retreating to keep that army alive. Now, if you look over here at LiquidTLO, he has his evolution chambers grabbing some upgrades. We most likely will see some roaches and hydralisks out of him today.
Just now getting his roach lore, and this is really late for normal Zerg.
But then again,
play.
he did have that early pressure, which caused quite a bit of problems for him.
And these spine crawler placement, very nice spine crawler placement. Running these queens around, this is just excellent creep spread right now. And
you see those Hellions attacking his queens, but the queens are not retreating. I don't know what he is planning on doing. But queens do have a massive amount of HP, considering they are, you know, really not a main unit to have for attack use.
Seeing transfusions going down on the queens, that's how he's been keeping them alive. I haven't noticed, but he's been throwing.
Yeah, during that Hellion attack, he did have a transfusion.
Still trying to expand up there, even with that Hellion harassment.
Just to check up here, Connor, I am at 11 minutes and 15 seconds, so just trying to keep up with you.
I'm actually just behind you, so that's good.
Okay. Okay, so we do see siege tanks and a Thor coming out on. I did not expect Thors this game.
2 Thors manufacturing and 1 already out.
Yeah, correct. LiquidTLO is looking very strong this game.
And like these might be from the show match that Husky StarCraft provided us, sponsored by Justin TV a few months ago. I just want to put that out there. And in which case, if for those of you who didn't see it,
wait. Hey, give me a sec. We see these buried roaches here. I don't know if they're going to be caught by those Hellions. Just passing right over him. Just passing right over him. He sees the Thors. Is he going to pop on those Thors? Yes, he is. Those Thors are going to take a lot of damage because they do quite a bit of damage against Thors. Thors are dead, and he's going to bury again so that he does not die, most likely. And buries 1 roach. Don't know if that 2 roaches. Don't know if that was an accident, but
very cost effective on Spanishiwa's part. Those Thors are extremely expensive, and to lose them that quickly with that small amount of roaches and not killing a single one.
You see these roaches are doing just a great job, and he is
still. You don't really see that much anymore. You don't see roaches in pro play anymore.
Roaches, they're underestimated, I think. They can be very powerful if you know how to use them. Plus, those roaches do have 1
Yeah, but burrowed roaches, or tunneling cloud roaches, they're not used as much in the pro game scene anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good that he did get him, though, because this matchup he has, roaches do a great job against all the units he has.
Yeah, this game, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, no detection. We see the TLO just got an engineering bay, and so we can expect to see missile turrets going down. We see one missile turret already down at the natural. That command center has nothing working on it. Lots of just a very oversaturated
We do see a starport, and
expansion.
I don't know what exactly is being made on that starport. Looks like a reactor keeps being killed. I don't know why LiquidTLO will keep remaking that reactor if it is being attacked by those few roaches he has left. But if you look
It
back at
defends it.
LiquidTLO's base, he does have a small force of roaches to reinforce that army. Don't know if he's going to push out with them or what, but
Looks
even
like
if,
he's just macroing and expanding.
yeah, this is fourth expansion's going down. Even after that early push by LiquidTLO, it looks like he's still handling it pretty well, I would say. Considering that was and look, a large roach force being assembled right here. That is a lot of roaches for LiquidTLO to have at a moment like this. If he pushes, I don't know how well LiquidTLO can handle it.
Look at that creep highway between all the expansions. He can just run queens right through there, and we see marine harassment somewhere. I hear it. I don't see it.
Also, third expansion just being SCVs being transferred over to that third expansion by LiquidTLO. 3 overseers on this back end of the LiquidTLO's main base, and that large roach force is tunnel clawing over through the backside of that base there. I don't know if
I don't know
he's.
if you missed it, Q, but there's a roach that was sitting on the mineral line, and he popped up, and TLO got a missile turret on his main base mineral line and moved it Thorin, but now you see it up at the top of his base, just hiding it. It was almost dead, and he burrowed it right on time. A lot
Yeah,
of SCV
as I've
got
stated in
7
a couple of my
kills.
past games, detection is really hard to get for Terran, especially if it's not at your home base, because you can always make a missile turret. But if you're not going for anything air tech lab required, it's hard to get ravens. You know, they're called ravens, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
crows.
You see these roaches right here. They're just kind of running away. Don't really know what's going on. If he pushed, there is no detection on LiquidTLO right now. But
Ooh,
popping
and we
probably would
see
be
a
a good idea.
greater spire by LiquidTLO. That means,
Uh,
oh, and sure enough, Broodlord's coming in.
okay, we got
What?
broodlords in this game. That's always a good thing to have.
Yep.
I don't
We,
know
we know
if I don't
SpinishWa
know
is
if
very
Liquid TLO knows that LiquidTLO has this expansion right here, but that would be a good thing for him to check as of now. And it does look like he is checking, and he does see that expansion. So it's good that he knows where that expansion is now, so that he can kind of clear up as much as he can, try to block his income.
something I just wanted to point out, Q. If if you look at the units lost tab, the Terran is in a very unfavorable position. He's lost a lot more um, resources per unit, or he's lost a lot more resources than the Zerg. Usually at this
Uh,
point, because of
um,
the
it looks to me that.
reinforcement abilities.
Go
Well,
ahead.
now it's even because of this attack that's going on
Yeah,
here. But
I was about to say, but Broodlords, if he just saw those, he needs to put down some missile turrets on the end of his base, or he will have a big problem. Just because those roaches do have tunneling claws, and he needs the vision anyways.
and those Broodlords have longer range. Very yeah. We see this is looking like the end for LiquidTLO with the Broodlords and the Roaches and the Zerglings out on this field. Where are those Zerglings? I saw them being produced a few. There were like a bunch of them. Looks like TLO is moving in on, or Spanishiwa rather is moving in on TLO right now with those Broodlords. He's
Yeah.
got 2-2 for ground units, which makes those Broodlings just that much
It
more
looks like this is
potent.
going to be a GG for Liquid TLO, most likely. He does not have much that he can handle with these Broodlords out. He does have those Corruptors coming in to attack the air, and the ground is not going to be able to survive if they do not focus fire those Broodlords. And it looks like that's not happening. So yes, it is GG for Liquid TLO, and that was a pretty good game, I have to say.
Yep.
Um,
So what did you think about Spanishiwa's playstyle? It was actually pretty standard
I
compared
think
to
I think
what
Spanishiwa did a good job
is usually
recovering from
done.
that early pressure that LiquidTLO put down. LiquidTLO did do good in the beginning. I thought he had this game for sure, but Spanishiwa handled it pretty well, and I think he's proving me wrong saying that he's not one of the best players because this was a really good game.
Well, yeah, but he usually we see a kind of unorthodox build, and Fester Zergling is actually a popular build, but it used to be very unorthodox when Spanishiwa brought it to popularity. But usually we see some pretty unorthodox builds from Spanishiwa. In this game, it's looking like he went a pretty standard build: roaches, Zerglings into Broodlords, and Broodlords late game. It's just what you need is Zerg. It's just a part of your army. I mean, even if you have one or two, it screws with their AI so much. It's a nice thing to have.
Um, yeah, so that'll wrap up this game. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. We will see you next
Any
time.
last words, Pudding?
I don't even think
Oh,
puddings.
I guess he's not here.
Remember to rate,
Okay.
comment, subscribe. We will see you guys next time.